Billy, Jade, welcome home.
I'd like to build the world a home.
I really think you guys are going to love it here.
Grow apple trees and honeybees to see the world for once.
How's it going, Ghouls and Gorgons? Alright, so this isn't going to be a video about why I hate that they casted Lance Reddick as Wesker. No, he's a fantastic actor. This video is entirely questioning why they chose to go this route narratively, instead of adapting a storyline we already know and love. I actually have a few casting choices in mind for main characters from the games, but we'll get to that in another video. First off, if you don't know who I am, I'm a visual artist based in Richmond, Virginia. You can follow me on Instagram and everywhere else I post my work, at C, where I sell my art. Twitter and the like. Now, the show is supposed to be released really soon, in July 14th, and I will be watching it. If I feel like releasing a video, I will release one, because despite the deviations from the source material, if it has good writing, it is worth talking about, especially if it doesn't. I don't have a prediction for either at this point. You could make a show about a licker falling in love with one of those Dobermans. If it has good writing, it could be a good watch, like a fucking Pixar short. That being said, the amazing narrative potential that the games have should be an easy transition, but yet we've never gotten a good live-action adaptation for any of the Resident Evil games. Now, what Johan Roberts was initially bringing to the table seemed promising at first, and that's a big at first. When I initially saw those set photos, I was like, oh shit, they're finally doing it right. But when I watched it, I was like, they completely butchered Leon's character at no fault to Avon. Blaming the first two games was a really bad idea, since we're spending too much time cutting back and forth between different events that should be shown in the same film, as well as putting characters in situations they were never in to begin with. Also, why did Irons get so much screen time? I'm not the only one complaining about that either. The whole film was just a mess. Oh god, the fucking budget. The CGI was atrocious, and the zombies were just laughable. Now, some of the things Welcome to Raccoon City did well was the set pieces. The Spencer Mansion looked perfect, which was impressive. And the same could be said for the PlayStation. All in all, that film had a good direction, but not a good execution. The Wes Anderson Resident Evil movies, we all know those were terrible. I mean, there were some people that liked them, not me. I watched all of them except for the second and third, but they focused too much on action. That's all I'm going to say about it. I believe a Resident Evil series, and being that Resident Evil would work really well as a TV series. I think a 6-episode formula would be best for telling, the narrative in each entire game. And each game, taking up one season on its own. But the Resident Evil series needs to heavily lend itself to survival horror. We don't need a global focus on zombie hordes. Resident Evil works best when it roots its narratives in close quarters survival. It should take atmospheric cues from films like The Raid Redemption, keep the film in the Spencer Mansion and only the Spencer Mansion. Put our characters in intense situations where they have to use their wits to escape or to fight a horde. And also, if you haven't seen Black Summer, it's quite good. I would definitely recommend watching that. It's a good indie zombie series. And you can even keep all the wacky zany shit, like the giant snakes and sharks. But you need to get the characters right. Wesker needs to act like Wesker. Jill needs to act like Jill. Barry and Chris need to act like Barry and Chris. Chris with his boulder punching tree trunk arms. There's no reason to change these characters, as the blueprints are all there. Where these adaptations and others like it continue to go wrong is they don't understand or care about their fan base. You could literally give this Netflix adaptation of Resident Evil, can't even call it an adaptation, but this Netflix version of Resident Evil any other title, and it wouldn't change a thing. You would probably have a far more positive premiere if you changed the title to something else, instead of using the license that you seem to have no passion for. And with that, the fans are disappointed, and so am I. Thanks for watching.